Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we are back at the Nelson-Atkins Museum of Art in Kansas City, Missouri, and we are going to be looking at their massive European collection and grabbing some lunch. So, let's get to it. Let's go check it out. We'll start our visit in this room. This is their European collection up to the year 1500, and most of the items in here, the stained glass, the statue, and the friezes, they all came from monasteries and abbeys and private chapels that were in France, Italy, England, and Spain. For example, this statue comes from a castle near Rouen in France. This amazing altarpiece came from a parish church in Spain, and it shows scenes from the life of the Virgin. So the panels have the Annunciation, the Adoration of the Magi, the Ascension of Christ, the Death of the Virgin, the Adoration of the Shepherds, the Resurrection of Christ, Pentecost, and in the center is the Virgin and Child enthroned with the angels. The Nelson-Atkins has quite a few rooms that they have reconstructed, and this is my favorite, hands down. This is a cloister from an Augustinian abbey near Beauvais, France. And what's really interesting about this is that William Randolph Hearst used to own this. He purchased it in 1930 for his California estate, San Simeon. The two tomb slabs that are in the cloisters here, they do not belong with the cloisters at all. They are actually Spanish, and the Nelson does not know where they come from, where they originate from, but they are of a husband and a wife, and the wife was Maria Ortiz, and she died on July 31st, 1487, and her husband's name was Fernando de San Pedro, and he died about 1509. These two sets of armor are absolutely beautiful. And again, both of these pieces were owned by William Randolph Hearst. Now, this one here is actually two pieces that are put together. And this guy is little because I towered over him, and I'm 5'8", and I was just towering over him. So he's super little. But what got my attention was the detail here on the breastplate. I don't know who they are, but I'm guessing that it's Philip II of Spain and his wife Mary I of England. But again, I'm not sure. And the armor on that horse weighs 98 pounds and the rider 60 pounds. That is a lot of weight. This statue is made of white marble, and it is of Saint Barbara, who was a virgin martyr. Her pagan father locked her into a tower to discourage suitors. We have made it to the porcelain room, and in this case they are showing wine and ale vessels from the 17th and 18th century. And I love the design on this one. It's of Queen Anne, and it looks like there's something wrong with her nose. And this is an interesting piece. I love how they are all sitting on the bench, and the guys are playing their instruments, and the gal is just sitting there with her dog on her lap. This is the Wedgwood cabinet. Josiah Wedgwood was probably the most famous potter from the Staffordshire region in England. He started his company in 1759, and it is still going strong today. That yellow teapot is called caneware, and it is from 1780. And the vase in the back left, it's from 1769, and you can flip it over and create a candlestick. This inkwell is called Black Basalts, and it's from 1810, and it has a neoclassical theme. And you're going to see a lot of that from Wedgwood, and you can definitely see that theme with that big black vase. That's called encaustic, and it mimics the ancient Greek vases that we're going to see when we go to the Egypt, Greece, and Rome section. When most people think of Wedgwood, I think they probably envision jasperware, which is what that potpourri urn is there in the back. It is from 1800, and this is a knockoff from 1790, and this was made by Wedgwood's favorite pupil, William Adams. So it just goes to show knockoffs have been around for a long time. Not only do I collect Wedgwood jasperware, but I also collect teapots. And these teapots are from 1740 to 1790, and I am kind of keen on that pink one. It is actually called a punch pot, and it is from 1760. We are now in the Grand Hall. It's called Kirkwood Hall, and this is where you used to enter the museum when it was opened in 1933. And on the walls is a series of tapestries that depict scenes from the life of Phaedon. He was the son of Helios, the sun god, and he wanted to drive the chariot that pulled the sun across the sky. But he got too close to the earth and he scorched it, and then he went too far away from the earth and he froze it. Finally, Zeus had had enough and struck him dead with a thunderbolt. You can end up spending all day in this museum, and if you get hungry, they have a superb cafe. It's called Roselli's Court, and it is set up like an Italian courtyard, and it is absolutely beautiful. I ended up getting the Nelson chicken salad and a Coke. It cost me $14, but that's okay because the ambiance here while I was having my lunch was spectacular. I really felt like I was dining al fresco in an Italian courtyard. We are now going to hit their European collection from the year 1600 to 1950. This statue of Louis XIV is a bronze from 1680, and it's a reduced version of a much larger monument that was at the Palace of Vendôme in Paris. But I can't even focus on that because this portrait has captivated me. This is Augustus the Strong, Elector of Saxony and King of Poland, and he was known for his procreative abilities and his physical strength. And he is rumored to have fathered over 365 illegitimate children. That's one for each day. He was also a man of extravagant and luxurious traits. And wow, this portrait portrays that. This is a powerful painting. Take a really close look at how the artist has painted the fabric on her dress. It shimmers and shines, and it shows off her wealth. This tea service was commissioned by King Louis XV of France as a gift for Empress Maria Theresa of Austria. Louis was courting the Empress because he wanted his son, the future Louis XVI, to marry her daughter, Marie Antoinette. And we all know how that ended. Okay, I'm going to nominate this for the creepiest thing I have seen all day. This is made out of ivory and it's called The Fall of the Rebel Angels. It's early 18th century and it's based on the book of Revelations. So there in the center is Saint Michael, and he and the other archangels are driving Satan's minions from heaven. And up at the top is the Holy Trinity. There are quite a few Monets here at the Nelson-Atkins, but none as big as this one. This one is called Water Lilies Agapanthus. It is the right panel. The left panel is at the Cleveland Museum of Art. Now, Monet was a prolific painter in his lifetime, and the Water Lily series, which is about 250 paintings, those were the last of his career. Now, the Nelson has this special exhibit going until January 23rd, 2022, and what they're showing is how the light changes the way that you view this painting. We're very lucky here in Kansas City because we have a recreation of Monet's garden at Givenchy. It is at the Overland Park Arboretum, and I have a video on that. If you are interested, I will put a link at the end of this video. Well, that is it for our tour of the European collection here at the Nelson-Atkins Art Museum. And don't forget to check out the 3 other videos that I have here about the Nelson. One's on Egypt, Greece, and Rome. The other one is on Asia. And then the last one is the American and Contemporary Arts. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you learned something, and I will see you guys next week.